Alright, welcome back. I'm doing this as a future thing. It's future me, Rook. I'm glad to see you all, but also, I lost the audio for this video, so that sort of sucks. So I'm just gonna be speaking over this video for the next hour or so. Well, I hope y'all have been enjoying my videos, those of you who've been watching. Here we're gonna talk to Henry.
Henry of Astora. I'm well pleased to see you safe. We reached the Cathedral of the Deep, but Aldrich's coffin was empty. The man-eater must have left for his true home. The little doll in the empty coffin told me.
Yeah.
Aldrich is said to hail from Irithyll in the Boreal Valley, an ancient fabled city. A pilgrim told me that the city lies beyond Farron Keep, and so becomes our destination. Aldrich's honest home is a pilgrim told me that, and so.
But anyways, normally I record audio at the same time as I record video, so.
I know you. Been some time. I just dropped in to see how she's getting on. Now, what are you playing at with this circus? This cesspool of doddering old folk and degenerates? Couldn't be better. She must fit in perfectly here.
Because I always call this guy Morn because, well, that's the name of the armor that he wears. That's the only reason I can ever call him that, which is really funny. Here we're gonna check out, see what we can buy. I'm just gonna be narrating.
Ashen one.
Anyways, yeah, we're probably gonna check out, see what resources we have. And in today's video, we're pretty much just gonna be going over through the catacombs, which are not my favorite area in the game, but well, oh right, yeah, I did buy some Titanite shards here.
Ashen one.
See if we could upgrade this Hinder a little bit more.
Pretty beacon.
I love how if you skip over some dialogue, it's become an iconic line. Tis what? Is what he says if you skip all his dialogue, which is really funny. I probably should have just checked to see if my microphone was, actually working for that video. It's a real shame that I lost the audio for this, but it's fine. I can just record over it. Now, anyways, yeah, that just opens up. It's, I would really wonder how they figured that out mechanically. Like, in the game world, how did they figure out how to get that to open like that? Anyways, yeah. Over here, we're about to grab a pyromancy tome. It's not the most useful one in the game, but it is, well, it's a pyromancy tome, so of course we have to grab it. wait for him to respawn, because yeah, some skeletons will do that. Only the ones that have white glowing eyes. And they will only respawn once. So, yeah. Here we have some of the more annoying enemies in the game. They just have a lot of health. I don't know why either. It's probably because I'm using an under-leveled weapon. Because normally for a Pyromancer build I would sort of use a non-scaling weapon. It just doesn't scale at all, the weapon I'm using currently. And it won't until I get one of the coals for it, but I have no idea where to find those. Anyways, he respawned. I honestly never knew that these guys could block, so that's interesting. So I'll just use a homeward bone here to go back to the last bonfire. And then from here I can go down further into the catacombs. Now the reason I used a homeward bone here is because I wanted to get an item, another undead bone shard around here, so I can, get healed more by my flask. I ended up getting two of them this video, I believe. No Estus shards though. I just completely missed that jump attack, or plunging attack. What you want to do is jump down here, roll down there. He gets away, because of course he does. Okay, so the skeleton ball kills that thing, so that's nice. I accidentally used combustion there because I thought I had fire orb equipped. And then I'm just fighting these guys. They're pretty annoying, honestly. They throw these things that have like the sprites of humanity in them. If any of them throw those pots, they're some of the most annoying enemies in the game. Anyways, going back and recording over this is a slow process. So anyways, yeah, there's the item. Pretty much the skeleton ball came and crashed when I killed that guy. The guy with the hat. So yeah, it crashed and exploded, pretty much. There's just a few more skeletons in here. Anyways, there's some logic as to how these pots work. If it's closed, I believe, that those ones are filled with humanity. Or sprites, or whatever you call them. I ended up figuring that out for the first time in this video, actually, so that's nice. I just didn't know the logic behind it. But anyways, yeah, the Karthus Milk Ring will just give you a small boost to dexterity, as well as make your rolling invisible. So, that's useful. Yeah. That'll do it. Yeah. Kill the guy throwing the sprites of humanity everywhere. he drops a scimitar for me. There's another one of them, which we backstab for the iframes. Anyway, so you can actually just drop down there, or you can go the other direction on that path, and you'll find a doorway that will give you access to the bonfire faster, but going down this way is faster for if you're doing like a, I guess just a speed run of the area. It's just a bunch of rats really that are in your way. As this is an easier but slower way, the other way is faster but more dangerous. As I run back because I realize, oh, I'm embered and there's a summon or an invader here. So yeah, he ends up invading me anyways, and I'm like, oh crap. I backstab him real quick, which I only get like 2 on him. Anyways, yeah, this is one of the more difficult PvP fights. He's very, very dangerous. And I'm like, yeah, that makes sense. Also, he's dressed like Black Iron Tarkus, but he's not using the great swords. Instead, he's using. I actually don't. I think that's the Fume Knight's great sword. I forget what it's actually called, but I know that it's a pretty good great sword, and I don't know where to get it. It seems to do quite a lot of damage, though. Of course, I'm using pretty early game armor. And also, he takes my entire stamina bar pretty much regardless of what attack he uses. But yeah, it's a pretty dangerous fight, and I forget that it has hitboxes all the way through it. So yeah, it goes well for me though. I end up killing him on the first attempt, so that's nice. So yeah, I mean it came close, but I did end up winning. I ended up taking all my Estus and all that, but it ended up doing just fine. Because he can't actually riposte me with how slow his weapon is. Yeah, that's what I meant by it coming close. I threw a few fire orbs at him until he died. As you get the Night Slayer's ring as well as the My Thanks emote for it. Now the Night Slayer's ring, pretty much what it does is it makes you deal extra stamina damage to people holding up their shield. So pretty much if you don't want to kick people and instead you just want to two-hand your weapon, that's the ring for you. It's not the most useful ring ever, but I don't know if weapons have like special kick animations in this game or not. If they do, then this is a useful ring for that. As I grab Titanite Shard, he aggroes on me, so I try and throw a fireball at him. They make the hitboxes so accurate for regular enemies, but they make them so inaccurate for giant dragon type bosses. I don't know why. Like, if they can make a hitbox so accurate for regular enemies, then why not for bigger bosses? As you get to Titan, they can drop Titanite shards, Kikiri, and I believe they could also drop their Chattel, which I'm not sure if it's any good or not. I forget. But anyways, yeah, you can go up there, and there's another one of these things. No, it's not the same one. So yeah, there's that. There's a bonfire here, which we're gonna go ahead and rest at, because, I mean, it makes things easier on us. Yeah, I see why some videos on some channels can take so long now that I've started editing and recording audio myself. They had to watch all this and record all of it, and it's very time consuming, especially for a lot of gameplay where they have to
Just what?
look at all this. But anyways, they have to watch through all of it, they have to do all that. Anyways, we give him the Karthus Pyromancy Tome, which will allow you to buy a few pyromancies, not any like super good ones, but
is from the catacombs.
like it gives you some decent ones.
On this day, the teacher learns alongside the pupil.
Karthus Flame Arc and I think Acid Mist, which just degrades enemies' armor. It also gives you Karthus Beacon. So, yeah. Karthus Beacon does the same thing as Pontiff's Right Eye, except I think to a slightly greater effect. With successive hits, it increases how much damage you do, so that's interesting, that they would turn that into a pyromancy. But anyways, yeah.
Do not what?
Ah, well met.
Welcome.
I'm like, wait, no. I need to do that. I need to go over here. I'm like, yeah, we'll put this one into stamina. No, we'll put it into vitality. And then I realized, oh crap, I should have put that into strength. I need that. And I check it, and I'm like, well, that's fine. I'm gonna check on old Yol here. I don't know why this always happens for me, but I always end up screwing up his questline somehow, and she just does not appear. I think you have to be hollow for it to fully take effect. I guess that's just me being too good at this game. I'm kidding. In truth, I'm actually pretty bad at it, but like I've been doing pretty well so far, so that's nice. I really think that the well, I forgot what I was gonna say. As we just run past this guy, grab a large Titanite shard, run past here. I'm looking back and forth because I completely forgot that this shortcut was here. As I run over here to grab an item. It's an ember, but it's still useful. I run past these guys and get hit in the process, but I make it to the bonfire somehow and I'm still able to rest. But anyways, I end up getting past there to the other bit of the Catacombs of Karthus, or the last bits of it anyways. So anyways, I run past here a few times. As I kill a bunch of things. Kill the giant rat. As I believe right over here, I go over this way to open an illusory wall. But not before I kill this guy because he's in my way. Smack the wall. There is a staircase. You don't actually need to go through this illusory wall. I think it helps a little bit though. These guys deal a lot of damage for some reason. I have no idea why. They dodge around a lot. They're just a pain to deal with. As you can see, I'm just not able to hit them. Nice. I end up killing him, getting the grave warden ashes. Dang. As he respawns, so I smack him a lot. But now he's dead for real this time. Get another large Titanite shard. Just throw a few fireballs at this guy until he's dead. He dodges one because, of course. Nothing here is particularly weak to fire, but nothing's also particularly resistant to it, so it ends up doing just fine. I just throw a few fireballs at the little top hat messenger, I guess. Is what we can call him. I don't know. All he does is run away. He doesn't actually attack you, he just runs away so he can control the giant ball of skeletons. I really don't know what those are called because Bone Wheel has already been taken by an enemy in Dark Souls. Right, I forgot to get the ring. I was wondering where you find the Karthus blood ring or whatever it's called. But pretty much I just forgot where to grab it, and now I remember, so yeah. As I go up these stairs to check to see if he's alive, I end up pressing at the bonfire for another time so we can have full Estus for what's coming up next, which is a boss fight. I wait for this thing as always. Anyways, I really don't die too often, so that's nice. This is one of the easier Souls games, but it's also one of my favorites because it's fun. Except for Ithril. Just all of Ithril as a whole is not good. Feigned Capital I'm fine with. Everything else I'm fine with. It's just Ithril that I don't like. Like, the design of the area is cool and all, but like, it's everything else about the area. It's more the enemy placement and enemies themselves. As here we have a Titanite lizard. And that'll drop us a fire gem. Not too useful, but it can still be used later. I end up trying to sneak behind this guy to get a backstab in and fail. For some reason it just didn't count. End up knocking him off though. Suspended bridge is wearing thin. And so I end up running past, except not really because I grabbed the items here because I Honestly, I couldn't tell you why, but like I just did because it was easy. As we smack the bridge, it collapses. I end up debating for a little bit on whether or not I should be going down or up. I realize that Anri's not here, and wonder where she's gone. So I'm looking for her. I was wondering if she was on the other side, and I'm like, oh, there's another bridge. Why aren't the skeletons chasing me still then? And then I realize when I go up there is that it's not actually a bridge. There's not even an item over here, it's just a weird little platform. I think that's where Anri is supposed to be. But anyways, you can go into Ithril, I believe, and you can still find Anri there. I forgot to grab an item over there. And I'm still debating as whether or not I should be going over this way or not. And then I said, as soon as I see that, I'm like, nah, I think I'm gonna fight the boss first. Because if I kill that first, then at least I get a bonfire. Anyways, we open this weird door, which has a... No, you can't actually get past this goblet. Like, you can't open the door past it without touching this first, so... I'm curious. What happens now? That doesn't look good. Maybe I had a little bit too much. No, something's going on. That doesn't look good. Yeah, that doesn't look good at all. I think I spilled it. Hi Charles. As you get the Grave Warden Pyromancy Tome. As you want to go for his for the hand on your left first, as it makes the second phase a lot easier. I get hit a couple times like that because apparently I just don't know how to dodge it. When he raises his head like that, make sure to run back up the hill, as that stuff will kill you in seconds. So yeah, I think I just don't like the part of this boss fight that has the fog in it, as it takes me a while to get the first bracelet, but the other two eventually follow. And so, there's the first bracelet down. I run over to the other bracelet while he's trying to summon his sword. And I destroy another bracelet. The third bracelet is a little bit of a pain, as it keeps on moving. I end up doing this boss first try, which is nice because I really don't like this boss. Okay, Charles. Thanks a lot. Ow. You know, that looks like it would really, really hurt if it hit you. I'm trying to run away, and I still managed to get hit by the giant hitbox that that sword has. There goes the third bracelet. Wait, I forgot to tell you something. Let me tell you something. Let me tell you something. And then he's dead. Charles is dead. And I'm sure we'll see him again soon enough. Okay, okay, at least the mess is getting cleaned up by something. I don't know why. I really don't know the lore behind this at all. Okay, okay, I'll see you later, Charles. Anyways, here I make fun of how close these two bonfires are together. You see everyone make fun of the Dragon Slayer armor's bonfire because you can see the next bonfire from that bonfire. While here you can't quite do that. You can still it's still very close to the first bonfire, which is really funny. It takes you like 3 seconds to get to the next bonfire. Not even a single enemy in between the... But anyways, we don't go into Ithril yet. We go down into a different area first. We also go and level up before we do anything else. Going back to Firelink Shrine, we level up a few times. Man, these loading screens are really long, aren't they?
Welcome host, be very then taken.
Anyways, we level up a few times, put it into strength. We're like...
Farewell, Ashen One.
We're like 2 levels away. So like I try and upgrade the Zweihander or infuse it or whatever. I really don't know what I did to it. I checked its infusions. Yeah, we end up putting a deep infusion on it later, but not yet. Yes,
Be careful.
we check to see if we have a coal or anything that we can give into him. I'm thinking as to what I should do, then I realize I have a bunch of soul items. Eventually. I don't know when I realized it, but I think when I opened up my inventory I did. Man, I really take a long time to figure things out, don't I? That's when I realized, as soon as I rested. I'm like, well, okay, we use that. We use just a bunch of items, pretty much. Until we have enough souls to get us through here. To get us enough strength to use this Zweihander. close, but I'm still one level off. What I end up doing is use the Deacons of the Deep soul. So I end up checking to see what I can get with it. You can get a sorcery or a candlestick with it, which I don't think either of them are too good. So I end up just using the soul as a soul item. I end up realizing, like, oh yeah, Black Serpent is here now, because I killed the giant Charles. Anyways, yeah, I end up seeing, like, two things. Like, they're not too great. You can use the candlestick as a catalyst as well, but it's still not great. So yeah, what I end up doing is just using the soul because... And I'm very surprised when I saw that it gave me 20,000 souls. I just wasn't expecting that much out of a soul that took very little effort to get. But anyways, with that I can use this Zweihander with one hand. Our damage does end up going down for now, though. I end up equipping it anyways because it looks cool and it's awesome. It's got a nice thrusting moveset, and I really just like this Zweihander generally speaking, but what I end up doing is equipping the Xanthus crown and the Mira trousers and the Mira vest. Which of course makes me look ridiculous, but I'm like, sure, why not? I love the Xanthus crown. It looks hilarious and I'm fine with it. This is the last thing you'll ever see. Is, like, in PvP, this is the last thing you see, if you kill me or not. It doesn't matter, it's the last thing. Eventually you'll be able to buy the rest of the Xanthus armor. I can't remember when. I realize now that I just gave her the ashes. I forget what that actually gives you, but it gives you something. Every time you kill a boss, you can buy its armor from the merchant here, so do with that information what you will. But anyways, I'm pretty sure it just gives you a bunch of, a few embers and a hidden blessing, I believe is the other item. Maybe a divine blessing though, I forget. That aside, before I travel, that I'm gonna go ahead and infuse my weapon as well. So, yeah. I end up infusing it with dark because it's the better infusion for the area coming up. Eventually I will put chaos on it, but not until I get the coal that actually allows me to do that, which I believe is the profaned coal. I forget where to get it. But anyways, it's nice to have a weapon that deals some decent damage. Guys, from here we go back to the High Lord Wolnir bonfire. And we end up going from here. Yeah. I only lost the audio from my microphone, which is good, because all the game audio is still there. It's just the microphone audio. I guess my microphone just wasn't plugged in good enough, but it still sort of sucks because, well, of obvious reasons, but either way. It's a shame that the Xanthus Crown doesn't do the same thing that the cone did in Bloodborne, where it just bangs on the ladder over and over again. I would have loved to see that for bigger helmets. And that's honestly probably one of my favorite bits of Bloodborne as a whole. I might play it for this channel, if I can. I don't know. Because the game generally doesn't like it. Because I'm not sure if it is okay by YouTube's guidelines. Now, I'm trying to keep it, at least somewhat general audiences, but it doesn't quite work for some games. I guess Dark Souls might be one of those. But anyways, yeah, I immediately equip the Witch's Ring as soon as I get it here, as it is one of the best rings in the game for a Pyromancer build, as it gives you like I believe a 20% increase to your Pyromancies, alongside a 15% increase from the... Actually, I think it's just a 10% increase, but you get an increase from your other ring as well. I forget what it's called. I think it's just the Pyromancy ring or something like that. As we end up getting a ton of resources here, and we also end up cheesing this mini boss that's coming up, because it's a pain to deal with otherwise. Every time it fires, I end up getting hit. Anyways, what you want to do is go behind this rock and use the sleep gesture. So yeah, I'll see you when this thing is dead. Anyways, we're back, and for killing it you get the lightning stake and an undead bone shard, so that's useful. And moving on from that, it took only a little bit. It only takes like a minute, but it's long enough that you don't want to have to sit through it. Anyways, yeah, there's a ton of large Titanite shards here. And also, I always feel like the Xanthus Crown changes the way you roll, but I could be wrong about that. As we rest there for, Oh yeah, there's also a boss here. It's completely optional though, so this whole area is completely optional, but I thought I wanted to do it because it's more fun that way. And also because there's a lot of large Titanite shards here. As you can find a few other good items here as well. I realize that there's an item over there as well when I get hit. As there's the Shield of Want, which actually gives you an increase to how many souls you get for killing any enemy. So that's nice. So yeah. There's just a bunch of large Titanite shards that we grab here. While we're here, we also go ahead and find an NPC around here. No, it's not an invader, it's part of Anri's questline. So pretty much there are two Titanite lizards over here. that we go ahead and kill. One of them drops a Twinkling Titanite, the other drops a Titanite Chunk, both of which are very useful. Eventually I will make this Zweihander scale with intelligence and faith when I get the chance, but for now it's not going to happen. So you actually find Horus down here. He's gone hollow, unfortunately. He's not the most resistant. He's just got a lot of health. He can parry, I think. I don't know, though. For some reason, he dodges a backstab, but still gets hit by it. I really don't know how that keeps on happening. I only take like a few hits for this whole fight, so that's nice. As we stance break him here, but we don't take a riposte because we pressed R1 3 times instead of 2. And he'll drop his shield, which isn't the best shield in the game, especially not for physical damage, but it is great against any elemental damage. Curse Ward Great Shield is the other shield that you would want for that. As well, while I'm here in the safe spot, I do go ahead and equip the shield of want, which just has better resistances than my other shield. So we make sure that we didn't miss any items here before leaving. And so yeah, we do end up dying here in a minute, but we just end up running back there. We check how many large Titanite shards we have, and we have a lot. You can upgrade both our Zweihander and our Pyromancy Flame. Yeah, we end up dying to this big old crab. Yes, thank you, Dark Souls. Anyways, we made our way back over there to grab another item that I knew was there. Or, well, for my stuff. So yeah, I'm looking for my stuff, and we did find a Chaos Gem here as well. But yeah. And so we make our way back over to the bonfire, somehow avoiding most of the arrows that come our way. I'm honestly not sure how I managed to do this, but I did. This never works going over there. I do end up getting hit a few times though. Or just once maybe, I forget. I think twice. Anyways, we make our way back to the bonfire to go back to Firelink Shrine to level up and end off the video. This video has been going on for quite a while, so here we go. We end up leveling up our faith by 1 point. It's still useful. Yeah, dark damage is really good to have, especially for areas where enemies are resistant to fire.
Farewell, Ashen One.
we use an undead bone shard as well. But yeah, we end up checking to see if we can upgrade our Zweihander a little bit more. So yeah, we cannot. It takes too many souls. So check to see if we have any soul items. We don't. But anyways, if you enjoyed the video, consider subscribing, leave a like, comment down below. I'll see you later.